All right, welcome back, guys. Too much thought. Hope you guys enjoyed our last video and the couple videos before that. But those are some lighthearted things we were discussing.
Yeah.
Football to
Wait.
Oh, that's damn serious.
Social are serial killers?
pretty lighthearted.
Yeah,
I
I
guess.
guess-
Things.
I mean,
I guess you're right.
I enjoy them.
It doesn't affect our lives.
Yeah.
Let's ignore what he said. Continue going.
Today we want to kind of get on something a little more, what's going on today, a little more serious.
Little current events action.
We figured we'd start off today with, Elon Musk buying Twitter.
He is now
Officially
the owner.
becoming the owner, leader,
Founder.
What do you want to use?
Well, he's definitely not the founder.
He's gonna be the new
he's
founder.
the owner.
Yeah.
The new age founder of
Yeah,
Twitter.
CEO.
All the changes he's making, he's damn near the new founder.
Yeah, he's pretty much making it a whole new thing.
Kinda.
So let's get y'all's thoughts on that, man.
What's everything he's doing? I know he's doing the verified, the check mark.
Yeah, you can pay like a subscription.
Is
and
it
get
just
verified?
like important people get the verification
Well, no, I
check
think
mark
it's
they have to
really-
pay for, or is it everybody?
Yeah, if you pay for it, you get the check mark.
How does that work? Do you know? Like, I get like, oh, you pay this much, you get a check mark, but like,
Well, I think a lot of what he's viewing the check mark as a verification. So if you have a check mark, you're not a bot.
Oh,
And so he wants more and
yeah.
more people
Okay.
to get the check
be
mark.
actual
because in order
people?
originally to get the blue check mark, like the account, like
They
the
were
company,
celebrities,
they had to
yeah.
look at your account, and say, oh, this is Chris Hemsworth or whoever, and
Yeah.
give him his
Okay.
check.
So
But
no,
I think they paid anyways back then. I can look it up if you guys want, but I think they paid.
Really?
So no meme pages are going to be verified.
I don't know how the.
I know like the NFL will be.
Well, if it's run by one person, then just get it verified.
Or like
through that person, right?
But how
That
does
they are that
I got a
person?
question if y'all know. Like, even before Elon got this, it was the check based on like, oh, this guy is a celebrity, or is it based on, oh, they have this many followers on this account?
I think it was like
I think a lot of it was
notoriety.
traction.
Yeah.
If the Twitter feed got a lot of traction, like if there were a lot of people retweeting or
I'd
liking the post.
Well, I'd say somebody with. I've seen people with like only 6,000 followers be verified.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of it felt like it was by chance.
Yeah.
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 It was like, why are they going to review my email or my case?
Yeah.
Do you think, other than, I do think that the check mark thing for, validation of like, you see somebody tweet something, a lot of people are, how people are today. They're quick to see something, repost, copy,
Yep.
save, here it is, it's been spread. Do
Yeah.
you think that's his goal, is kind of get rid of that and let's say, hey, if this person really said this, it's that person?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it more or less a thing of like, hey, let's get away from this celebrities check mark thing? Like, it's like everybody's social media platform at this point.
I think he is trying to make it authentic. So if you see the blue check mark, you can just be assured that it's a real person.
Yeah.
But also, there's a money game in it. It's
Gotta
Elon
be.
Musk. He started out with PayPal, and
Well,
he's just
I mean,
always in it for the money.
I mean, probably to help with the profits of Twitter, because Twitter's been going down, honestly.
Well, has it
And
been going down in people using it?
Probably not.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, it maybe not as far as like less people joining it, but less than there has been, less than the
Less
growth
activity.
than they expected. Especially with people getting censored, shadow banned, kicked off. They probably lost a lot of money because people will be like, man, fuck that.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they lost a
And
lot
so-
of people in the past recent years.
So, like, because honestly, if you're verified nowadays, I mean, everybody can be verified from what you're saying, but people in the past, if you're verified, you can afford $8 a month.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you can afford. The average person can have Netflix, Hulu, HBO.
Yeah, and they're way more expensive, especially.
Yeah.
And that's stuff people don't even think about either.
Yeah.
Like, it comes out of your account, you're just like, well. But then if it's something like Twitter, they're like, oh, wow, this is a big deal. Elon Musk trying
I'm
to get us for everything
verified.
we're worth.
Yeah, and you probably use Twitter more than fucking like Hulu and shit. I mean, how many times you get on your phone and go to social media? First thing you turn on.
Well, can I put like a personal reference in there? I'm gonna be real with you guys, and I want to know what y'all like your experience through this. Like, I use every, social media platform damn near except Twitter. Like, I've never felt an appeal to Twitter, and like I made a Twitter at one point, and
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just I never felt like there was something I just need to go tweet about. There's something I need to say that I want someone else to hear. Like,
well, that's what I think. I think for the average person, you know, because on Instagram you show a picture of yourself, right?
Yeah.
And your friends like it. On Twitter, you're saying something.
Yeah.
And I think that the people that are verified have more power about that. They're like, okay, you know, I am legit. What I say is, you know, taken with a little bit more grain of salt.
A little more authority.
Yeah, speaking from authority. And I think he's saying, okay, well, if y'all want to go that route where y'all's words mean more on the social media, you want to pay for it, and guess what?
People are going to do it.
Everybody else can be it. Because if everybody else is a real person, everybody else has a thought opinion of it, guess what? They're verified too.
And he's also talked about plans where...
and it'll help with bots.
Yeah, that definitely will help with bots.
And spam accounts.
He's talking about plans with people connecting their bank accounts to their Twitter accounts so that they can kind of like Cash App or Venmo. You can send money to people following you or you following people.
Yeah.
So he's trying to, I guess, expand the app from more of just a social media into a, I guess, banking system as well. Yeah. Like if you want to call it that.
Okay.
Or a trade system. That's a more accurate term. He's trying to make it a trade.
Kind of like on Instagram how you can like buy stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of make it more like that.
Yeah, he's trying to get people more financially involved on
like
Twitter.
you said, he's also the founder of PayPal, even though he sold it off. He's going back to his roots, I feel like, with that.
And then we can also look at...
Because he is a businessman.
He was huge on cryptocurrencies, too. Do you think when he brings that change in where people can do their bank accounts and stuff, will he also include... So I can pay so-and-so's account 5 Dogecoin?
Oh,
you think he's going to bring that included, too?
For sure.
Yeah, because
I think everything that comes out from now on has got to. As far as being able to do that, it's just a new age. Either get with it or get out.
Like I do like Elon Musk. Like I think he's dope. You know, he's a cool guy in this generation we're living in. Yeah. You know, on multiple different reasons and levels. But at the end of the day, like I'm not gonna sit here and say he didn't buy Twitter to save the day. Like it is a money ploy at some point sense. Like there's something he wants out of it, I'm sure.
Well, yeah, but I do think he is making it. You know, he's making it better.
Oh yeah.
As far as for is the banning, the censorship, the shadow bans, as far as who's allowed on there, because I mean, there's people that are being banned, right, for saying not little things, but maybe controversial things, right?
Definitely controversial.
And it's not like these people have 10 followers.
Yeah.
They have
They have
4.5 million. That means it resonates with 5 million people.
Yep.
And so right now what you see with social media, they try to just cut that off. You know, and I feel like he's going to let it back open. If you have an opinion and people don't speak it, and people will decide whether they follow you or not. Because if they don't follow you, they don't want to fucking hear it.
Yeah, it's a free market.
Yeah, and if they do, guess what? Hey, you got followers.
That's my biggest thing is I'm happy to see like someone like Elon getting involved in like the social media space, because I do feel like, you know, there's only like a handful of guys that ran big tech really, you know, and I feel like all of them had the same agendas of the fact, you know, hey, we're gonna play what we believe in. If you don't believe it, you're gone. Which it doesn't matter if my personal way of thinking is like, it doesn't matter what I believe in. If you have something like that, you're in control of something like that. This is freedom of speech, is whether I agree with this person or not. And they tweet about it, Instagram posts about it, Facebook, whatever. There's no reason I should shadow ban them or actually ban their account. Like that's bullshit.
You know what
bro.
you should do? Just scroll.
Exactly, scroll. How much stuff do you think I see a day?
Or say, or go there. Even if you're feeling, let's make a point.
Not interested, bud.
Not interested.
Because how much stuff do you see a day? You're scrolling. You don't agree with something. You don't like this.
Scroll.
I have never once in my mind thought about, let me screenshot this, make a post about this, do that, and I see it all the time from so many people on social media. Bro, let people speak their mind, whether you agree with it or not. Like,
and if you don't, and other people don't, guess what? They're not going to get any traction.
Yeah.
But if some people do, God damn it, some people do, you know?
And then they'll get some traction.
Yeah, I mean, it's like he said, it's a free market.
And it should be, no matter what you're
If you
putting
have
out.
buyers, then you're going to go somewhere.
Exactly.
This is what I heard a YouTuber say this, and it works for all the social media platforms. All these, they got a couple million subscribers like we're about to have, or they got all these followers on Instagram or whatnot. They try to put these limitations on content creators, but these social media platforms got to understand they don't work for them. Without the content creators, these social media platforms will
They're
fail.
barren. Yeah.
Will fail. So
YouTube's only great because it has great people
YouTubers.
uploading.
yeah. And if you limit them so much, like imagine all the YouTubers said, "Stop."
I'll go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what happened to YouTube?
It'd be gone.
It plummet.
That's what you see happening too.
And that's when like Facebook. That's why Facebook lost so much money. Even Amazon. Amazon's the first company to lose $1 trillion.
trying to start their little app or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, these big companies have to realize too, is like a lot of times I think that these companies in their heads, me trying to get in their way of thinking is, oh, people use us, people are engaged through us,
It's a milk thing.
so that means that they agree with us. That is not the case, my friend. You have created something great. We love it. Thank you for
taking
that.
advantage of it.
We're taking advantage of it. People are going to speak their minds. People are going to have their opinions. Like, you can't go shutting down people that you disagree with.
Yeah, it's called freedom of speech. I think you should have freedom of speech in public, right? You should have it in private.
And that's where it gets
and on social
wishy-washy,
media.
though. Like, when you get on these social medias, they're privately owned companies. And so then they can kind of choose whether you have freedom of
They
speech.
can, as we see, but where's
Because
it going to get them?
People are falling in line.
Yeah. They get new CEOs. That's
Yeah.
what happens. I have a
Yeah.
question. How do you guys feel about when Elon Musk took over Twitter, all of the layoffs and all of the people that he fired?
Okay.
Do you feel like he was in the right there? Do you feel like it was kind of...
Yeah, because he's in the
Harsh?
right. No, I mean, he owns it, and he's trying to push a new way, right?
But imagine
imagine you're an owner of a company, right?
But imagine you went through 4 years of college, and then you went through like 6 months of interviews, and then you finally made it on the board of Twitter. Like,
Yeah.
you're finally working for him.
Yeah. Well, that
Then
just
it
don't.
changes CEOs, and then they fire you without a month's notice. They fire you without compensation.
Well, I know it sucks, right? But guess what? They don't own it. They can go get a job somewhere else. Look, this is like the same thing with let's use NFL terms. A new head coach comes in, right? And he's going this direction, but his players are going that direction. What do you think is going to happen? It's the same thing with
Players got to get on board, I guess.
get on board or shipped out.
Yeah.
But with Elon Musk,
Well, he really didn't give him a chance to get on board. It was just, there's too many people, so we got to cut some.
You don't think he's already met with all the boards? You don't think he's already met with people? I think he wants a clean house.
What I saw happen is he just sent an email to the managers and told them, you have to lay off so-and-so percentage of your employees that you're in charge of. And a lot of it was like 70% of your employees.
Yeah, because I was also seeing what he was talking about. Like, there's so many people on Twitter that don't do anything.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that's true too.
I kind of got a point too in that. After you finish what you're saying,
I was just trying to make the point of, you the majority owner of Twitter, and you're going in this direction. How well is the company going to do if your board and your executives are going in that direction?
If he's already accepted the consequence that he's going to go to court for what he's done, then I guess what are you to get mad at?
What's crazy to me is these executives are like, oh, I'm going to hire a lawyer, right?
It's not going to beat Elon's.
We get fired.
that's that.
It's the same ordeal. If a new guy comes into my place, right? I mean, I'll do my job well, but I might not be. He might want all these brand new people. He fires me. Guess what? I'm gonna get another job.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
You put on your resume that you came from Twitter.
Yeah.
You worked for Elon Musk.
See, I think I will say
Hey,
this.
that'll work.
Yeah.
I think we have in us in this state, like in the state we live in, it's right to hire, right to fire.
Yeah, but that's California is where.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like all us in general, like that's what we're equipped to. Like we know I could go get a job and I could be the best at my job. If the boss decides he doesn't want me anymore, there is no arguing that. And there is months in advance of this situation, which I'm not agreeing with this. I don't want to see anybody lose their job. Like you said, whether I agree with them or not, I don't care if they're doing the job.
That's their livelihood.
No,
Exactly.
I don't care if they're competent and it's just how it
If
works.
they're competent, but some people spent all their effort getting into that job.
Oh, they might have spent effort. They might have spent their daddy's money getting a degree, going up, talking all these lunches, doing all these little suit and tie things to go in there and weasel away in. Guess what? Go do it at some other fucking company. That's what Elon Musk is saying. You know, we're going this direction. You're going that direction.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna fight you. Go fuck off.
And that's the only reason I'm kind of, because like I said, I don't want to see anybody lose. If like a company around this area was to shut down, Michelin per se, a big factory in this area was to shut down, these people lost their jobs.
Yeah.
People are gonna be pissed. But at the same time, there was months prior before he bought this, he owns it officially, where he came on and was talking about it. He's gonna try to buy this. And you saw so many videos of these execs, these Twitter people, these this
Talking
making
shit.
videos, talking shit, saying they don't want this, doing this. And me personally, like, and I do feel like, I don't know Elon. Wish I did. Maybe one day I will.
We'll get him
know
on
what I mean?
soon.
But
Yeah, it's coming.
I'm sure he thinks in his head is like, at least me, I would have gave these motherfuckers a fair chance. Like, hey, I'm coming in. This is your job. This is this. You're not gonna bash me, because if I was buying any other company and not some social media thing, if I'm buying this company and I start seeing all these employees bashing me, saying they hate me, I'm cleaning the house.
Yeah,
baby.
think about it. You're say you back in the old days, right? You're, a commander of an army, right? Like Game of Thrones, right? You're a king, right? That's basically what he is of that company. He's the king.
Yeah.
How well can that kingdom run if he's worried about being backstabbed by his circle, his executives?
Caesar and Brutus.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
How quickly can he change things
No, that's
without
true.
cleaning house? That's why every king, when they came in, they did a whole new board.
Even
basically,
presidents, they're gonna clean their plate. They're gonna get the guys they want.
They don't keep the White House people. They change with who they want because you need your team around you who you handpick.
So I don't think he should get backlash for this. Like you said,
No.
he's accepted it. Hey, I might have to go to court for this. I might do that.
It's funny. I feel like Elon's got more backlash for terminating executives that basically were talking shit about him all over social media. But nobody talks shit about how Amazon workers are tracked through GPS.
That's
if they're going to
crazy.
use the bathroom or not.
That's crazy.
And they have a thing on Amazon. If you work there for more than 3 years, they're willing to fire you. They will not move you up inside. They will hire from outside to move up because they say if you've been there for more than 3 years,
you're dead. You're done.
Yeah, you don't work harder. You don't work hard enough to move up. You actually decline in your productivity.
So that's just poor management, in my opinion. Amazon's
like
doing
it
great,
works.
but
Actually, Amazon's
think about how
not.
many-
They're losing $1 trillion.
think about how many people hate Amazon. Think about how many people are just sick of it and can't stand them. But I was reading some of this stuff.
Oh, no, I got a package coming.
I'm about to say everybody's gonna use it.
They've implemented themselves into a very powerful position. So for the $8 a month, you'll get the blue check mark, but celebrities, government entities, and like corporations and stuff will still get a gray check mark.
Okay.
So they still have their own check mark for like a high status situation that's not paid for.
Like NFL or...
But yeah, anybody can get the blue check mark
Okay.
so long as you pay for the
Just showing, hey, I'm
Twitter
verified.
blue.
I'm a real person. Like basically,
yeah, it's
essentially.
basically just verifying your account.
I think he's doing that also because he was because he's going to have to open up a new wing of employees that just verify too. So that's going to cost money.
For sure.
And two, he almost didn't buy Twitter because how many bots and fake people there were. I mean, was it like 50,
but then-
60%?
Yeah, he backed out of it, but then he changed
Yeah.
his mind. So it must seem like he's figured out a way to
This is the way, I feel like. This is
fix
the way.
the issues.
Yeah.
That's what kind of caught me. Like this kind of came out of like right field or left field, whichever
Some field.
Hand.
I don't play baseball.
whichever hand you're dominant in. The opposite field.
I think it was kind of funny too because not Nancy Pelosi, but that other
Pelosi.
who gives a fuck? But that other that what's her name? I don't want to say her name.
You don't want to say it?
I don't know it, so I'm not going to try to say it.
She used her name like an abbreviation.
I don't know.
What's her-
I don't know.
Who are you talking about?
Dark-haired lady,
Yo, that narrows it down. What power position?
Democrat. I think she's not speaker, but she's something in Congress
AOC?
or whatnot. No,
That's who I was talking about.
which, yeah, I think so. She darker skin tone. She's not.
She has the nose.
Yeah, she has a fucking nose.
Yeah, AOC.
Yeah. What's her name?
AOC.
Hey, look it up.
Everybody goes-
Look it up.
I don't know how to say it either.
Look up AOC. Let me see if that, because I want to be right about this, because I seen her in the Twitter beef with Elon Musk about it.
I feel so dumb doing this. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez?
Yeah, click images.
You dumb. I hate you for this.
Yeah, that's her. Yeah,
We're gonna cut
She
all
was
this
like, $8 a month for this is ridiculous. And he's like, I think it's kind of like it goes back to, it's kind of like Elon saying, okay, you know, these elected government people in Congress, this power, this authority is trying to dictate this and this game starting, this and this. He's kind of like saying, oh, fuck you.
Because they had nothing to do with this.
Because they can't control what he
A
does
privatized company.
with a
And that's what they've
privatized
always
company.
said about the other big tech guys. They're like,
Yeah.
well, we can't control what they do.
Yeah, now
Bill
you can,
Gates.
Yeah.
yeah,
Now it's a guy
and they let him run
what?
free, and now
Yeah.
they're trying to control Elon. He's like, no, fuck y'all.
Yeah. And
Well, I feel like it's because Elon's one of the only people that's actually trying to do something with his
And
money.
Elon ain't balling out.
in the whole world, like, think about it. Who has the amount of money Elon has that has done more shit to progress us as people?
I mean, while he's buying Twitter,
I wouldn't agree
he's
with
trying
that
to get
word
the
you
fucking
used.
get to Mars. He's building cars that drive themselves.
But is that progression?
that is.
That is what
But
else
if-
was
if
progression.
Technological
If at the-
progression.
Okay,
That's the only progression.
technological-
if you're narrowing it down, technologically we're progressing.
Well,
but,
that's the only progression we have.
but if
in that
suicide
modern
rates, if hunger, and if like people's mental states are declining, are we progressing?
think
That's
it's
more.
a
That's
society.
society. That's a societal
Societally-
problem.
But
We're
it's,
declining.
it's the societal problems are happening because we're progressing on technological and
I think people are
philosophical and
just on fucking social media, seeing people's highlights of their lives and
You
judging
think
their
that's
day
the
to day. And everybody, you know, we grew up right. We grew up right when everything happened, and everybody thought they were going to be.
This is all
fucking
we know,
famous.
really.
Everybody thought they were going to be fucking famous. Everybody thought I'm going to be on TV screen, like I am now, like we are now.
I don't care how many people watching. We're on there.
hey, we're there.
Hey. Everybody thought they were gonna be famous. Everybody sees these fucking highlights and they don't live up to daily expectations.
Yeah.
And I think that's really, I'm not gonna say because I don't really know, you know, suicide as long as depression. That depends on the person and their life, but I think majority of it is, and I think that really is stemmed from social media as a whole too.
I agree with that. I feel like there are other things happening that we're calling progression that really aren't though.
Like what?
Like electric cars. Think about how. So they're saying it's progression because we're moving away from fossil fuels, but go look at how many minerals and stuff they have to dig out of the ground. So how much carbon is getting released
Yeah.
for digging that up, making the batteries. So it's not
Something in
progression.
the air.
We're just transitioning.
You think something's in the air just making us depressed?
Maybe.
Not us.
I mean
I'm
there's
not.
probably like a deeper answer to it that I don't know.
I think what it is
but people are different now than they were 20 years ago.
I think you could say we are progressing, not in a.
I don't know if that's the word.
Friendly-
I think it's transitioning. Progression's a beneficial word. We're not
Well, we are. I mean, if you think about it,
at a cost.
I agree with
everything's
that.
at a cost.
I like
you
that.
know, like yeah, we're worried about this, about that, but progression happens. I mean, you get in a car and you drive right to work. Less than 100 years ago, people might have still been getting on horses, you know, and it's further and
But
further.
then also
I mean,
100
you know,
years ago, there were a lot of people that didn't have jobs. They just provided for themselves. You know,
they're
they had,
self-sufficient.
yeah, and so
then-
you had purpose. You
and-
had meaning.
I think people we're in a generation now
We're in a generation
where
that's
it's a
deprived
turning
of purpose.
point. I think you have to find your purpose. You know,
But we're in a generation of people that want to be given things, want to be told things. They don't want to figure it out for themselves.
Yeah. Why? Yeah.
Because of the things we've been given, because of the things we've been told.
Yeah.
Build up to
I think
this,
I can meet
that
in the
we're
middle.
in the name
Yeah.
of progression.
Okay.
I think I
That
can
aren't
meet in the middle.
progressing us.
I agree with that. I agree with that 100%.
But I think we got to think of too is
Like
like
that damn government.
when I think of progression too. I think of something that makes life easier in a way. Like, hey, we're not having to strain to do this. It's
Makes life
progression.
more doable.
Yeah, it's progression in that sense.
You think it's making it softer?
That's what I was about to say.
Definitely.
I can listen to y'all right there. I was like, okay, I literally see both sides because life's easier. You hop in your car, you got heated seats and fucking.
Here's an easy answer. Yeah, think about the generation that grew up having to screw every drill in, and then think about the generation that grew up that had a drill that they just held down a button and did it for them. Think about how much changes in development happen
That'll always be the argument
in
too.
just those simple tasks you do day to day.
People are always gonna say, like, even when we're like, we hear it all the time, and I'm sure when we're older we're gonna say the same things. Oh, you don't know what it's like to do this. It's like human nature has like a thing of people want to think that they had it the hardest.
Yeah.
People want to think that they had to do things the
Because you're
hardest.
the main character.
Yeah,
You should
had
be.
to work harder than this guy. You had to do
should
more
be.
than this guy. And I feel like that is somewhat has always been here, but with social media, it does bring this depression state on a lot of people. Is the fact of you see a finished product, you see, oh, this guy is this woman is this. You don't have to see the journey. You just see the final product, and then you look at it and you're like, what
You
the
don't see the
hell am I
journey.
doing with my life?
Yeah.
I could never get there, but really, that person went through a lot to get where they are.
Yeah,
you know
they
what
say,
I mean?
They say overnight success it happens, but it doesn't.
It doesn't, and if it does, it probably isn't
It
going to
doesn't
last.
last. It doesn't last. No.
Yeah. Another, like a good, I guess, metaphor for it would be, and this is my own personal experience. So if I go and get a new video game,
Mm-hmm.
if I just sit down and I don't know a thing about that video game and I just feel it out and I figure it out and I beat the game throughout my own figuring out,
Yeah.
I
And
feel
look it
so
up.
much better and I've also enjoyed the game more
Mhm.
and had more fun in it
Yeah.
than if I bought the game, went home, hopped on YouTube, looked up guides, tutorials, how
Yeah.
to beat the game. Because then what those guides and tutorials do is they steal the dopamine away from me.
Yeah.
Because I didn't earn it. I didn't.
That's how it going too. Like that's why we talked about it at one point. Elden Ring, you know, to get your high levels to do this, you had to grind for it. Kind of, you remember Black
had to
Ops
work
2
at
when
it,
it came
yeah.
out?
And we're talking about video games, so it's hilarious. But you still
it's
had to
too much
work
thought.
at it.
It's coming
It
back.
connects, though. It does.
It's kind of like an analogy.
It always
It's an
does.
analogy we're using.
Everything's
like when you
connected.
grind for, you know, this the camo, this
Prestige.
attachment, the prestige. That meant something. Now next season comes out, I just buy all that.
Yeah, it's
you know?
given to you than more so than earned it.
Yeah, that's and then like you said, you lose dopamine off.
You
it.
don't
You're
get
like,
that rewarding feeling.
Yeah, and then you're always chasing something because you're like, oh, well, I've had this and I've had that. Everything's been
and
handed
video
to me.
games will stop being fun for you. But it's also the same with real life.
Exactly.
Yeah, if any
So it's
situation
like
you
you-
encounter, you just start Googling answers from other people's experiences.
Exactly.
Takes
So like
away.
you talked about self-sufficient people, you know, where we could say more or less was happier. They might not have a hard life, but when they ate at night, that was probably a dopamine release. When we eat
for
at
sure.
night, unless it's some fast food, fancy ass restaurant, you know, it's just we're eating.
I
you
think
know?
it's crazy you brought up food because I've always thought about this. Like in these olden times and shit, like the reason like I feel like people today like become obese is simply because back then, and it's instilled in all of us. Like when you're eating, it's like a great time because these people had to grind for their food.
Yeah.
So some of these people can't take away like, oh, I had food here in the fridge, the freezer, and the cabinets. I'm just gonna fucking eat.
Yeah.
Because you know you didn't have to go out and grind for that. You don't have to ration that. Like.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what we're saying, like progression, like even our food systems. Oh, I can go get anything I want.
It's easy to go get it, so we've progressed in that sense. But we've stolen.
But how much
It
is
takes
too
away,
easy?
Soul
it takes
away
away,
from it, yeah.
from
Yeah.
everything. The
They-
better we get at something, the less satisfying it is at to do
Yeah.
that thing.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it. The
Yeah.
better, the more efficient we are at doing something, the less satisfying it is to
Like
do it.
they need to put that on a T-shirt somewhere.
Dude, there you go, dog.
Actually, we might drop some merch.
We might. We need to start dropping
Too much
Drop
thought.
some merch. You
I don't
let
care
us
if we're the
know.
only ones rocking our merch.
There's no way we'd be
We'll
the
be
only
the
ones.
coolest in
This-
the town.
My parents might buy one.
There we
I
go.
Know, I know my mommy would get a T-shirt.
Dude.
Yeah, well, I'd give her one.
Yeah, she wouldn't buy it. I'd give it to her.
Like, yeah, here's a free one. Yeah.
Oh my god.
So back to the AOC.
Twitter. Oh, you're going to AOC?
Yeah.
Get a little political over here.
Yeah. Well, you know me.
Well, we're talking about like.
So, do you
current
think?
times.
Do you think it's so obviously Twitter being verified, not going to ban everybody that has a fucking opinion. That's not the way it's working.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're not going to get banned. Do you think that's going to hurt or help the politicians and everything moving forward?
I think Twitter will lose a lot of its authoritative power by being more open. A lot of people will start the argument of, oh, well, anybody's allowed on there. So the opinions that come from Twitter that get a lot of retweets or get a lot of attention, they'll lose how much authority and power and movement they have today. So like when some random person tweets something crazy and it gets a lot of retweets, they'll make a news article about it and it'll talk about it. I think that'll probably go away.
Yeah. I think it'll help.
You think it'll help it?
I don't think it'll. I think it'll help the right politicians. It'll help us as a republic state. Well, we're not truly a democratic state. So a democratic state, every single person has to say yes before something happens. We're a Republican or a democratic republic, so we elect officials to do it. And I think for us as non-members of Congress, whatever, I think it'll help us and help who we elect to go forward. Because
you think just Twitter will do that?
Not just. I think it's a start. What it is, because when nobody goes on Instagram, right, to make a post about something that happened, right, or to give their opinion, they go to Twitter. Because, like I said, Twitter's words, right?
Yeah.
So easy to do.
Yeah, it's not a picture. They can put a picture of words, but it's not a place for pictures, really. They put like how they're feeling.
500 texts.
Yeah,
Is that the limit?
Yeah, something like that. I'm pretty sure, and I think it's a step in the right direction because when social media just force feeds you and they ban others' opinions, then you're only seeing one side of the opinion.
Yeah.
And then you start seeing more and more, and you're like, oh, this is why, I don't even like the Democrats or the Republicans on this side. I like the Green Party guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or I like the Libertarian,
There we go.
So and then they get traction because for one, if their views don't line up.
So you think these third-party groups will have a better chance through this transition happening?
And I think third-party groups speak for most of America because I think, like we said on our early podcast, most people are in the fucking middle.
Yeah, because
like
the two sides are extremists.
Yeah, like you said. And so I think it'll help not just... It'll help our... As far as future generations voting everything, so they just don't see this side of the opinion and already have their minds trained for it, right?
Mm-hmm. They get to see the full picture.
Think about kids now. I mean, there's somebody that was born in the 2000s that can buy alcohol now.
Yeah.
I mean, they're about to be 20. They could be 23 years old in January.
That's crazy.
And if they've all only been force fed one side and everything else has been banned and censored, then they're only going to have that one opinion.
Yeah.
And I think it'll help that to pick which do I truly feel like is somebody that I want to vote for. And that's why I'm big on it. Starts at the local level.
That's very hopeful. I hope that's what comes from it is some kind of transition to give these quieter voices a louder audience.
I mean, it's a long way in the journey with everything else, but I think it's a step in the right direction.
Okay.
I think it's a step forward.
If he can get through all of these lawsuits and everything.
Which I think he will.
I mean, even if they win,
he's been through plenty.
I mean, yeah. Even if he loses, which I don't see him losing. Okay.
He's so rich. What's it matter?
Let me pull out the cash in my pocket.
The band.
I thought this is the kind of stuff like he lives for. Like he's not gonna lose.
No.
You know what I mean?
I mean, once you hit such an amount of money, you can't spend it all.
No.
Like Warren Buffett, when he dies, his fortune goes to philanthropy. It's like he can't spend it all.
Yeah, fuck them kids.
Well, philanthropy is kind of for the people.
Yeah, but imagine you're a
Warren
son.
Buffett's has not put out anything for this society.
Yeah,
he's just an investor.
Yeah, he's just
not.
But Elon Musk
He's
even
not a
said that.
business.
He went off and fucking.
Yeah.
Warren Buffett isn't an entrepreneur. He's an investor. He's just
But
one of the best
he'll be
ones.
quick to shit talk some people about what they're doing. But then Elon really told me, he's like, bro, what have you done?
Yeah.
You just invest.
Hey, when he dies, that money's going somewhere, all right?
So he said.
All Warren
Who
Buffett
knows where
does
it
is
goes.
watch the stock market
He's dropping stuff again.
and
Every
buy
time.
5 Cokes a day and drinks them.
Hey, if you got all your money in the Coke stock, then you better
Yeah.
invest in it. Is somebody
Yeah.
on the roof?
It sounds like
I don't know.
We're on the top floor.
Is
folks.
it Christmas yet?
It's Santa Claus.
Yeah.
I mean, we're getting there. We just
All
got to get
about
one more
that.
holiday.
But
out
hell,
of the
something I
way.
kind of want to touch on is
Is that really a holiday? No.
Thanksgiving?
Yeah, is that really a holiday?
It is.
Because
The family gets together.
you get time off work.
No,
That's
no,
the way
no,
I look.
no.
That's
I
true.
like Thanksgiving, but I've seen Christmas lights everywhere. Even Bojangles is and they should be
Well-
thriving on Thanksgiving. They've already put up fucking Christmas
Well,
lights.
there's another system in the name of progress thing.
I feel like
Are we being really progressive with all these holidays we're celebrating? Putting
Yeah,
ourselves
because-
in debt
yeah.
celebrating them?
Well, yeah, because
it brings joy
the
throughout
gov-
the year.
Well,
when the
okay.
next month hits and you're $3,000
When
behind on
the
loans.
government, they give holidays out to increase spending. So it's like a
Exactly.
boost.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
But,
it's
hey,
progression for
Hey,
the.
I like Christmas as much as the next guy. I ain't no
It's
fucking
good for
Grinch
morale,
over
bro.
here.
I feel like it's
Yeah.
good for morale.
Yeah, it's a holly
Holidays and
jolly
shit.
Christmas.
Whether somebody's benefiting off it or not,
Yeah.
it's like people need this shit,
Yeah.
bro.
I mean, they get by in other countries without it.
Yeah, and look at those countries.
Communist,
Some of them are doing all
socialist-
right.
What country is doing great right now?
Not
I
many.
wouldn't say any country is doing
Exactly.
great. Not us, not anybody.
I mean, we're doing better than
We're not doing.
bad.
Back up. We're doing pretty bad.
Yeah, we're doing.
Inflation rates were at what, 8%?
Yeah, we're going downhill, but everybody else is at the bottom of that fucking
They
hill
were already down there.
That's why England still eats like they're in World War fucking II.
I love
I mean-
we talk.
I mean,
We've never
I eat
been
my
there.
beans for breakfast.
I mean, you got Russia invading Ukraine. You got every
China and
currency.
Taiwan.
You got all the communist parties about to fucking kill everybody else in Asia. I mean, the Middle East is in turmoil. They don't-
Other than Dubai.
I mean, anybody with probably 1,000 men and maybe $1 billion could go take over the Middle East. That's what it is right now. And then, I mean, you got everybody else's currencies falling as well. I mean, we talk bad about the USA, but every other country is doing a little bit worse. But the only thing that's kept us is that Democrat.
The best thing that I can say about America, and I mean, there are a
is the
bunch
NFL.
of no, there
It's played
it
with
is
Germany.
pretty great.
there are a bunch of great things to say about America, but I think the number one thing that I'm thankful for is there are countries out there that if you believe in a certain thing or if you follow a certain thing, they will kill you.
Yeah.
In America, I can believe in whatever I want.
Yeah.
I can
You might
say
get
I'm
banned.
for whatever cause I
And see,
am.
that's a good. That's a to be able to say what you can say. Right. Only a couple outliers say awful stuff. Right.
Right.
Only outliers believe awful things. Right. But there's a lot of opinions that are that's eye opening. You know, and that's great for America. And let me ask you this: you could move to Japan. Right. We moved to
They have
Japan.
some cool mountains to snowboard out there.
Yeah. So we moved to Japan. We dodged a couple tsunamis. And we lived there the rest of our lives, right?
Ni
We
hao.
will never be Japanese.
No.
No.
But what's an American?
A mixing pot.
Yeah.
An American's American, yeah.
Yeah. It don't matter where you came from. It don't matter what ethnicity you are. If you're an American, you're American. You're American.
Right.
You know something crazy
And
though?
you can come in and be an American.
Well, here's another one though that is a little. So Hawaii's part of America, but if you go to Hawaii as somebody that was raised in one of the other states, you're not a native.
Well,
So how's that fall?
yeah, you're still American.
yeah,
You're American, but you're not a native to the area.
Hawaii's in the middle of the fucking Pacific
That was kinda
Ocean.
something we
That's
just snatched
that's one
up.
of those outliers.
Yeah.
We honestly gained control of Hawaii just for military bases.
Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
Y'all want to know what my biggest complaint
You know,
of
flat
America
earthers
is?
think Japan flew.
Hey, let this guy talk.
Of course.
Let this guy talk.
I told you I was going to do
He's a
this.
soft speaker. He's a soft speaker. We gotta quit talking when he's talking.
I'm trying to speak, but y'all just come up with some bullshit. No, but you know what's crazy? Any other country, I've thought about this. Like you watch sporting events, anything. Everybody is proud of their country, no matter what state it is in, right?
Yeah.
Not over here.
Nationalism.
Yeah.
Correct. The only place it is bad to be, have nationalism is America. There's a lot of places in America you could go and say you love this country, and you get backlash for love
Well,
of your country.
controversially, it's because of the way we're educated. We're not educated to have pride in the country. Go think about public schools and the history lessons we have. It's not.
I don't know.
Shining a light
As a
on
kid,
us.
I thought America was dope as hell.
It's
I
dope.
thought we were badass, bro.
I mean, there's bad times and there's good times, but what it's created, what it's been able to achieve from the foundation is really better than anything, because you got two Americans are talking how bad about America is. Then this motherfucking English guy comes up and talks shit about America. These American guys gonna jump his ass.
Yeah.
Like, nah,
That's true.
100%.
fuck your country,
Everybody has it. I think it's a good thing.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Our country, I think, this is bad to say, but you see nationalism, you see everybody rallying together when we're at war with a certain country.
Yeah.
If you look at World War I and II, they were. Imagine if we went to war and people had to get out food rations. People would be going fucking insane. Be like, no, I don't care what war y'all trying to push. Even though communism is about to spread through all the fucking world, America was stronger, during those times of war when we had a direct this is what we have to do.
But there was also look at like big times of American war. The population was a lot more patriotic than it is today. So if we got into a big war today, would we have the same reciprocation from the public?
I think if Russia took over Ukraine,
We'd rally.
and then they went down, took Poland, because Poland gets taken every time first.
Always.
This is how it works.
Because Lil Yachty took the walk there,
Yeah,
bro.
and then Brittany Griner's sitting in prison. How does he keep getting away with this?
Dude, she's not even in prison anymore. Have you guys seen that she got sent to labor camps? She's not just doing her time. She's doing labor.
Hey, they do have that right, man. I mean, if you're in prison, make some stamps, sew some cloth.
I don't know if that's what they meant by labor. It's probably more like swinging a pickaxe. I don't know what they do out there.
Hey, when she gets out in 10 years,
I don't know what
she's
you were
gonna be
thinking.
a monster
She is. It'll be MVP of the WNBA.
if it's still around.
I don't know. I know a lot of people have different opinions about her, but either way, you got to feel bad because she
I
just
feel
showed up
bad.
with a medically
Yeah.
prescribed dab pen.
I think it was arrogance. You're going
She
to
forgot about it.
You don't forget about that.
Okay,
shit.
but no. Think about it this way.
Let me tell you this.
Let me get my idea.
Ignorance is not an excuse. Maybe ignorance is fueled by arrogance because she can do whatever she wants to in America. But you go to a country like Russia, that's either ignorance or arrogance.
Okay.
Sometimes fueled by both. You gotta know your laws.
That can be a perspective that's played here. But from an athlete's perspective, they travel every week. And so they're going to have bags already
When did
packed.
they travel to fucking Russia?
Okay, that one was an exception to travel to
Why
Russia.
did she travel to Russia?
But if you're going to travel that often, then you're going to have a travel bag packed and ready to go. And if she has something that is medically prescribed to her in that bag that she forgets she has, which is just a small pin, and then she goes across
that's
seas.
ignorance.
And she forgot about it. She had a pre-packed bag probably because she travels so much.
But she doesn't ever travel to Russia. So
and
it's
also the
arrogance.
medical card was in the same zipper. I don't know. Yeah.
I think she should be released.
I feel bad for how it's happened.
It can might be a medical card, but she goes to even a different state in America.
Dude, I can pull up a video right now of a
And that's-
12-year-old Russian kid hitting a dab pin.
I
And
see
why
that
is she
video.
in labor camps right now?
Well, it's obviously a thing about the USA. They're gonna
Yeah, she
detain-
wouldn't be there if this wasn't wartime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
She's a victim of war.
No, she's not a victim. She's being exploited.
Definitely.
But she did break crimes there.
Exploitation isn't being a victim.
They might exaggerate everything, but dude, You come into guess what? When somebody somebody brings in cocaine, but it's legal. The cocaine comes into Colombia, right? It might be legal in half the South American country. It's really not. It's probably outlawed, but this is an analogy. Something's illegal down there. You come to the United States, guess what? You're getting snatched up and thrown in jail. It don't matter what your excuse. Oh, well, it was legal. No,
you won't get to do a labor.
You know what I think?
Well, that's because they actually if it was 50 years ago in the United States, you would.
Part of the chain gang.
Yeah.
I don't like what happened to her, you know.
Yeah.
But
no, you can't.
I can agree on
think
that.
it's
I don't
ironic.
like, but I see why.
I saw a point.
You just blame ignorance.
I saw a point someone made that is
arrogance.
very ironic. Everyone's making a big deal about Brittany Griner being locked up. You know, maybe she's in camps, whatever, for marijuana. Yeah, we live in America, the land of the free, and we have more incarcerated people than anybody. For like nonviolent drug use.
Well, it's because we have privatized prisons.
Well,
to
let
make
me-
money off
well,
how
let
many
me
people
ask
are
you
in
this.
there.
Is it not backwards?
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
This as thoughts. This maybe the reason why I have so many in prison is because to be free and to feel safe and free, it has to happen. If you were worried about going out and getting shot, mugged, drug dealers everywhere, everything else, you're not gonna live free. You're not gonna live happy.
Move.
So, if you're advertising this is the land of the free, right? Maybe for people to live in a society where it's free, happy, and you don't have to worry about everything. Maybe those that they have a saying in Japan, the nails that don't stick out, or the nails that stick out get hammered. You know, maybe to live a free
The
and happy
greasy wheel
life.
gets the oil.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm sorry, the squeaky. I said it wrong. Squeaky wheel gets the oil.
I was agreeing with both of them apparently.
To me, there's just a lot of like, I get there's gonna have to be rules. You have to have some kind of, or else it's gonna be chaotic everywhere you go.
Yeah.
But I do believe nobody should be incarcerated for nonviolent drug crimes. Make them pay their fee.
No. Are you
And if
talking-
they can't, lock them up.
It depends. No, because I think with marijuana, yes, because it's legal in half the states.
I think
but
with any drug.
cocaine, meth, no,
Nonviolent.
That ends up killing people though.
If
don't
it's
know.
their own person, you're putting yourself at.
I think in the.
But they
think
put
about,
others at risk too with selling it. I mean,
Oh well, yeah. If you're distributing, I'm talking about you pull someone over, and they've got, hey, even a little bit. Let's go hardcore. They got a little bit of heroin in here and some crack in here.
that's what they did in Portland, where they don't arrest them. And look at that shit show they got going
Look
on
at
now.
fucking Amsterdam, bro. Every drug is legal there. They have like the fewest ODs.
Yeah, so a lot of countries that have fully legalized drugs have drops in it because they were able to spend their finances instead of arresting the people using it, spending the finances on aiding the people that were stuck as users.
Yeah.
And so it can drop you then, but you do have to have like a certain environment and a certain crime rate.
And plus,
drop.
I feel like Europeans that really aren't addicted to anything besides bad food and fucking beer. I mean, Americans, I feel like you give them any good dopamine, they're going to jump on it for the rest of their fucking
dude, that's
lives.
all we are.
I thought that's
all
where it
we
comes
care
on.
about.
It's not even about just Americans wanting
Societal.
dopamine. It's kind of goes back to the boiling pot that America is. It's like we have every country has ties to America. Every country pops up with this drug, this. It's gonna get funneled through us at some point, brother. It's crazy.
And plus, as far like you could say, okay, Japan and China, they're technologically advanced. Only a couple cities are really technologically advanced. If you go anywhere else, there's rice farmers still. There's people that are self-sufficient.
You'll
And-
always need farmers, though.
Oh, I know, but if you look at farmers nowadays, they're not self-sufficient. They're selling it out. The average citizen of America has it better than the average citizen of Russia, of England, of Japan. All these technologically advanced places, but they only have it in a couple cities on this little center point, right? America, granted, these big cities do have a lot of technology, but it's also spread out. I mean, Spartanburg is a decently sized place. I see Lambos driving up and down. I see Teslas driving
There's
up and down.
a guy owns a Lambo right up the road from us.
And guess how far we are from New York City? 10 hours. You drive 10 hours out of Hong Kong, guess what? You're not going to see...
You hit the ocean.
Yeah. Well, 10 hours down. You're not going to see... Or what is it? Hong Kong's in China, right? Yeah. You drive 10 hours out there, you're going to see people out there in sandals they made cropping, you know?
Yeah. So you think
And so...
the class system in America is a lot narrower than it is in other countries?
Well, and plus, too, the thing is like we said, like, it's spread out. was the point I was trying to make. So, you know, like I said, like America's filled like with dopamines, right? So
we're the like most consuming country.
Yeah, like so we technologically have made it where everybody's a little bit more comfortable. You don't have to do this, you don't have to do that, right? Everywhere in America, not just one center point like Japan or China or Russia, where it might be big in other, but in America, everybody has that. So they have that release of, oh, I need this because I'm feeling like shit. I'm on social media and everything else. Because there is no fucking Instagram in China, right?
Right.
A rice farmer, 8 hours out of Hong Kong, I don't give a fuck what happened to the stocks. We gotta go out there and crop them fields. We're 8 hours from New York. It happens in 20 seconds. We know about it.
Yeah.
You know? And I feel like everybody's trying to get, especially in America, everybody's trying to get that dopamine release.
The quick
trying to get that fix to feel relaxed. Like, oh, I'm not feeling happy. Let me take a chemical. Feel happy.
Yeah.
They get fixed on that, you know?
Well, America...
While other countries are worried about, hey, I gotta fucking live.
America's really fast-paced, too.
Yeah.
Compared to a lot of countries.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess our attention spans are smaller, probably because of that.
It has to be.
I got a good saying from a song I've been listening to. I'm not gonna
Hit
quote
me.
the guy or anything.
Do your thing, 21?
Hit me.
Do your thing, 21. Do your nah.
Dude, that's so...
Hey, getting high is easy. Getting drunk's fine. It's the getting by that hurts the soul sometimes. Tell me that ain't fucking facts, yo.
Let me guess. That
Sound
was
like you're in
a
a dark place right now, Dawson.
That was a what's his name? Country singer.
Yeah.
That narrows it down.
The alcoholic. He's got a son that sung a little bit, but he was. Don't tell. I'll think about it.
I think you got the wrong guy.
Nah.
He don't have a son, I don't think.
What was it?
Zach Bryan.
I was about to say Zach Bryan's bitch
Yeah,
ass.
he does, I don't think he does.
I was thinking about what's that other guy, the old timey one?
Tyler Childers.
No, the old timey one.
He's pretty old time.
Yeah, I was about to say he sings really old timey.
I'm talking about the actual old timey.
He's actually old.
Yeah, not Hagrid.
Merle Haggard?
Merle Haggard. Yeah.
Merle Haggard, man.
But the other big one. I'll figure it out.
I love songs like that, like when they literally are just saying shit, and it's like poetic almost. Like you really like that came from somewhere. He didn't just write that down. Like, oh, this goes good.
You gotta listen to Tom Waits if you like that.
I love stuff like that, man.
He's fucked up.
I thought the best artists are in general.
Well, you have to be. I mean, if you live this completely happy fucking lifestyle, you can't fucking sing about something that.
Well, I mean, I think that's what artists bring us is different perspectives.
Yeah,
unique perspectives.
I think episode like 10, we talked about this for an hour and a half, so go check it out if you like this info a little bit more.
Best albums.
Yeah,
so you talking about perspectives, man. I honestly think you can bring that in, talking about from artists to politicians even, like influential people. Like we need, I think it's time for different perspective. Like that's what I think.
Well, that's true. Well, different times call for different measures, you know?
Yeah.
And if we're coming into a time where, you know, maybe a more delicate touch is needed for the public, then bring those people in. Because honestly, people back in the 70s and 80s definitely didn't have, like, delicate touches.
I think it's not time for delicate. I think we're, like we said, we're at a turning point in this world.
I don't know. I feel like everyone's so sensitive. They'll respond better to delicacy than to
But then I feel like with that you breed more delicacy.
I agree. You need to be... you need to articulate yourself well so people can't turn what you say and make it a bad thing. You know, articulate yourself well, but you need to, right now, our politicians that we elect, whether it be this way or that way, right? They need to be stern. They need to believe what they believe in. They need to be understanding, but they have to have ownership. Yeah, they have to man or woman up.
If you did something wrong, admit you did it wrong.
Or they, them.
It doesn't matter.
In the direction they want to go.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
I think people need to get out of this old school mentality of there is no such thing as change and I'm stuck with what I know. And we need to get out of this mentality of, oh, everything is changing and now we're woke. We need to fucking literally meet in the middle. I think there needs to be someone that runs. There shouldn't be this side has an elected guy and this side has an elected guy. I think it needs to be some guy that pops up out of nowhere and just says, hey, listen, I'm not Democratic, I'm not Republican, I'm not liberal, I'm not libertarian, I'm not this, I'm not that. Like, I'm just for the people in general. And obviously that's maybe kind of thinking of like a utopia for a person, but I think that's out there, man. I think someone eventually will stand up and say, I don't care.
Yeah.
I think Twitter's going to help that. It's going to give a voice to people that are not with this side or this side, you know?
There has to be some kind of something better than what
Mediation,
we got. Something
yeah.
better than what we got.
Well, I don't think we'll get there until we change the governmental system to not be so like when you get into it you have personal gain. You need to be in government in that situation out of a need, out of, okay, I feel like I'm better suited than this person, and so it's my responsibility to step up and do this. But I feel like a lot of the people that show up see opportunities to make a lot of money or gain a lot of power, and so they get into it in that way.
Well, let me ask you this too. So my thing is understand, because I mean, in the Capitol Hill, they have lobbyists for companies and stuff. They're there to try to talk to politicians. That's why politicians, they get out, their salary is $100,000 a year. They get out worth $20 million.
How's that happen?
Yeah, it's from that. It's from because they know what's talked about. They know what they can push this. They can push that, right? And I get that. I do. But the thing for me is like we need somebody that's why I do like when people that have already money. Now, granted, they're gonna make deals or whatever to help their business. Yeah, but as long as it's helping the economy, because right now you can see it right now. Back in the old days, if a country did something bad, we go to war. Right now, what we do is we put blockades, we put economic limitations on them.
That's what we do with Russia.
Yeah, that's what the new age war is. It's all economy based. And for me, this sounds bad, but I understand you're never going to get the dirty deals out of the politics. You never are. You're never going to get out of the corruption.
Who it is.
But as long as the corruption is helping the economy for the middle class people, for everybody that lives in it, I think that's a better path.
Well, corruption will come up though eventually.
Well, corruption will always be there, but I think
it'll come back to bite you eventually, no matter what it is.
Not if say, maybe one of the leaders takes he's got this business and he shakes hands with this governor, so they put tax breaks on his plant that he is an investor in, so he makes more money. But that plant that's bringing in 300 new jobs to the community, high-paying jobs, the economy's stimulating, they're going wild. That is some corruption. But the same thing happened with BMW in here. They didn't have to pay taxes on anything for not anything, but I'm pretty sure it's anything for 10 years when they first started. And yeah, that might have been some on the table stuff, but think about how much that's helped our community. I understand stuff like that's going to happen, but as long as it helps the community, helps the economy, it's something you can live with.
A lot of what you described, though, it doesn't seem like as much corruption as it is incentive. And so, like, there's an incentive for them to come here. But it
is, because if you're saying everything has to be by the book, everything has to be perfect, then they should have been able to pay this. And then guess what? They would have went somewhere else, And then our community would have suffered a little bit,
It could have. I don't want to agree that there's need for corruption.
No, but I don't think you get rid of it.
I do get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
You're making a good argument, but I don't want to agree.
I'd see black and white, but everything's gray.
I think my argument against it is this. Is in America, one thing that we have that goes for all of us, no matter what class you're born into, there is a chance you do the right things. You work hard. Try. You could get from the bottom to the top. So when I'm thinking about voting sometimes is like, yeah, I'm a middle class person now, but what if 5-6 years from now I manage to get to the top? Where that's going to affect me now? It's like, depending on which one you're in, what class you're in, you're going to have incentives.
You're going to have
of
different
why you want this
opinions.
guy, why you want this, why you want this company.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's just something that we'll never get away from, just because no matter who you are, like even us talking now, we're talking about government, too much incentives, too much under the table deals going on, don't like it. Imagine if we were in there.
Yeah.
And somehow I put myself in there and I think, I have a decent character when it comes to stuff like this, but hey, this is going to affect me personally. This guy's going to sign this job or sign this deal with me. And it might help middle class. It'll make me look good. But really, who you really thinking about is yourself.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's just human nature, especially in America, is people are very personally driven.
And a capitalistic market will benefit that more than a socialistic market.
And that's why we need someone different. And I love capitalism. Like I said, I like the idea that
it's the only way.
It's the way you can grow. But I do think there has to be revisions to the things. I don't want to drastically change anything. But I do think there has to be someone come in that is different than anything we've ever had if we really want to see something change.
Yeah, somebody's got to bring us together.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
There has to be somebody.
Now, I do. Capitalism is better. And we can see that in very recent times.
In history.
Well, in history, but people recognize recent times more. Go look at Taiwan versus China, and then go look at Ukraine versus Russia. The more capitalistic country on both sides looks like a better place to live.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
So it is. I think capitalism is the correct way to go, but we do need regulations on it. We can't have Rockefellers. We can't have.
Oh yeah.
We can't have these people that get so rich that they literally write the rules.
Everything. Yeah.
There have to be regulations.
We call them black suits.
Yeah, and that's a lot of the issues that have caused America to be the place that it is, that we didn't have those regulations in place to catch those people. But
what I think,
it is very clearly that socialism isn't better.
It's far from the answer.
Definitely not.
Because if you were talking about incentives, when you go to work and you get your paycheck, a little bit's taken out, but that's an incentive to go to work, right? To work hard, right? To get better pay. When you take that away with socialism, everybody gets the same check no matter what you do. You take people's incentives away to drive technology.
Nobody's striving
to innovate, because they're like, oh, we pay the same. Who gives a fuck? I'm just
Nobody's grinding towards anything.
So
that's what I love about it. All of us have the possibility when we wake up today.
Incentives are good and bad.
We could get to the top, and you have to have incentives to do that. But then, like I said, there's going to be some dirty ones where it just benefits you. You know what I mean?
Well, everything has to benefit you. I mean, if you look at all these billionaires that do philanthropy, they might really care about the cause, but they're getting tax breaks for it.
Do you think a person exists
They're benefiting from it
in the world? Do you think any person exists in the world that seriously, they might be there have to be a person, some sort of power level to be on this talking point of what we're going on, government or whatever. But do you think there is a person like that does not genuinely care about their well-being or what happens to them in their life? They seriously just want to progress things in a good way.
In the American government, no.
I don't think in any government. I don't think in the world.
I'm not educated enough to speak on it.
I don't
think in the world, man. In the entire history of the world,
because everybody has some incentives.
I mean, we've had martyrs.
But why do they do that? But they might feel like they're doing that for a good cause, which makes them feel good. Friedrich Nietzsche's talked about this. When somebody does something positive, like giving to the homeless man, right? They feel good about themselves. Mm-hmm. And that's an incentive by itself. You might have done good, but that was an incentive to yourself too.
And then social media came along and said, "Hey, if you record yourself doing this, you'll get better. Even more reward."
Do it for the clout.
Yeah.
And then there goes our mental health.
And so I think incentives are good, depending on which reason. There's a black and a white, but there's also gray, and that's what everybody lives in.
Yeah.
And like you said, the black and white are radical. The two sides of things. Not
no compromise.
Yeah, it's either this, you think this way, you think this way,
Yeah. And that's why you see all these companies too. It's like talking about incentives, like when stuff starts to go bad a little bit, people are
hey, if you come work for me, I'll give you $2,000.
Yeah, there's $2,000 signing bonus, and it's just so funny how these companies pull this out of their ass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, why could you bump up the hourly wage $5 more?
They can't afford that. But
and even like tomorrow, like my company, they're catering food. It's going to be a Thanksgiving.
Well, how about put it on my fucking paycheck?
Exactly, it's an incentive. They think we feed y'all.
Well, that's why they don't put. They sometimes they separate bonuses from it.
They do because they can tax it twice.
For your bonus.
Personally.
Yeah.
Every 3 months they'll give us a bonus. And you think it's so great, you'll see it. And hey, I'm not complaining about extra money, but they literally will send it in 2 different direct deposits just so you were getting taxed twice. My guy,
that's dirty.
It's crazy. It is.
Well,
any other points?
Twitter talk. Do you guys want to talk about the election at all? How long have we been running?
We're at 1 hour 15.
Dang.
I think we were. Let's say the election till we know.
See
It's
how
not fully
yeah.
finished out yet.
Yeah, let's see how it fully ends
we're
out.
gonna jump into some of the elections
We'll
going
talk
on,
about
but
and the bullshit that's happened.
there's a lot of
Scandals.
gray area right now.
Yeah, like you
We're
said,
not gonna jump into that.
Yeah. Oh,
Your votertrons are malfunctioning.
Yeah, put them in this box.
Yeah.
We'll hand
Yeah.
count them.
Don't trust these voter machines.
Get
That's all
excited.
I'm saying.
Fucking Scantrons at school marked everything I marked wrong. Quick as fuck.
Why'd I get an 800 on my SEC?
And you get 400 points for writing your fucking name. Alright.
Oh man. Well, I guess until next week.
Yeah, I guess that
That
wraps
was
it
a fun
up,
one.
guys.
I
Yeah.
enjoyed
It
it.
was.
Yep, stay tuned. We might talk about the election, we might talk about other things.
You never know.
If
It's too much
finished
fun.
by
Too much
then-
thought.
Hey, if they finish counting by next week, we'll talk about it.
Which I doubt they
It's
will.
supposed to be the end of they said, "Oh, we're willing to work through Thanksgiving."
Oh, bless their hearts.
we're willing
In Florida 20 minutes after it ended. Yeah, we got the results right here.
Hey, you know them Floridanese people are built different though.
Yeah, I know.
They're gonna get it done.
Yeah,
They're gonna get the results.
the fuck up. All right, guys. Well,
Yeah,
I hope you guys enjoyed. We did for sure.
I had a good time.
Yeah,
It was a
All
great
right.
time.
Well, catch you back next time.
Be safe.
Too much thought out.